Everyone, thank you so much for driving and chaperoning for the scavenger hunt this weekend. We've asked the kids to be here at 1 on Saturday. So if you could show up, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes prior, and then I could just make sure that there isn't any last questions that you guys have. I thought I would put this video together and just kind of talk you through the rules and how the game is going to be played. So I'll show you this. Don't freeze on the screen and try to see what the clues are, but there are two types of clues that people are trying to do, that teams are trying to do. One is all of the stuff that's on this side of the page are places that they have to go to. They have to find that place and just take a picture by that thing. The points, they range from typically 200 to 500. There's a few that I'm not telling them what the point value is. Basically, the way that I tried to describe or give the points away is the harder that it is, the more obscure, the farther away that it is, those typically have a greater amount of points. My guess is that you're going to know where probably at least half of these places are. Some of them are pretty easy to figure out. Then the second half of the list is this side. So there's 17 pictures to find, and there's 18 things that people can do. So again, they're still going to take and do these things and take a picture of it just the same. But there's a task that's involved. And typically, again, they all range from 2 to 500. I think there's one for 600 and one for 1,000. The last one on the list, number 35, I think would be a really fun one. And I won't say too much about it, but number 35 would be a really fun one to get as many people to do as possible. It's a lot of points. It's probably actually a pretty easy one. It's just kind of a strange one because I'm not putting any description down about who you're calling, but it is somebody from church that you're calling. So here's the rules that I've got. I've got 12 rules. I'm hoping that these rules are pretty simple, pretty helpful. Number one, all students must be in each picture. A photographer, if possible. I realize that maybe they're going to take a selfie, maybe they're not going to take a selfie, but all students should be in each picture. The driver, number two, the driver stays in their vehicle. There might be some instances where it actually works to your group's advantage if you stay in the car and don't get out and don't have to go find a parking spot and things like that. So I thought I would make that just as a rule right away. Number three, I have no expectations, but I feel like I've got to put it down as a rule anyway, but no speeding. So obviously I trust all you guys, so that's not an issue. Number four, points are pre-assigned with some being a mystery to the team. So like I said already, most of the points, they're between 200 and 600, 500. There's a few that are mystery items. The mystery items are typically going to be a higher point value. Number five, be respectful to those around you. There's one picture that I think will be a great picture to take. I put on Facebook, and I pulled it down a couple hours afterwards because I was looking for somebody to tell me some obscure things to take pictures at, and somebody gave me a really obscure one. But I would just throw some caution and just say, you as the adult, if you think, hey, now is not the right time to take the picture of this one, take note of that. And if you're wondering which one that I'm talking about, that is number 17 on the find page, the picture of the praying hands. Number 6, the farther, the more obscure the location, the greater the point value. I already said that to you guys. Number 7, you must be in the youth room by 3:45. I will deduct points for teams that are late. Number 8, this one is very helpful to me. It probably maybe doesn't make a whole lot of sense to anybody else, but after every picture is taken, have one person on your team be the person that is the one texting me their pictures. After they take that picture, if they could text me, obviously the picture, but then the number that's assigned to it. So if I see a picture and I'm like, hey, what is this for? That'll just help me to make sure that I've got it in the right category. I'm going to be at the church the whole time, keeping track of the score, and I'd rather actually keep track of the score all at once, so when that last team walks in the door, when the game is over, I already know who's won. We're going to show a video of all the pictures and eat some ice cream, and then after we eat the ice cream, then I'll tell everybody who's won and give away the prize. So that's number 8. Take the picture, text the picture every time you take a picture, and then number to me. Number 9, after submitting the final picture. So when you know that your group is done, just so I know that you're done, tell me, hey, we're on the way, you know, that was our last picture, whatever, something like that. Number 10, students are allowed to use their smartphones. So if they're wondering, can I use my phone? Yeah, they can use their phone. They can use it for maps, they can Google stuff, whatever they want to do, they can do that. Number 11, drivers can advise their teams. So like, obviously, like, I'm thinking that you guys are going to know probably at least half of the pictures, half of the places that are in town. I don't want to make it so easy that you're the one that's just telling the students, hey, go here. This, I know where to go. I'll take you here. So they can ask you yes or no questions. That's the only help that you can give them, is yes or no questions. I realize that could wind up being, do you know where we're going? And you could say yes. And you could say, and they could ask like, will you take us to this next one? Because you know where you're going. And you could say yes. So I realize that that's probably as easy as, or as simple as I can make the advising for you guys. Number 12, a picture can only be entered once. So if you find a number 17, you'll see it. I won't tell you what it is, but you're like, hey, I can also turn that in for number 5. No, you can't. You can only use that picture once. And I believe that the pictures are all very unique, and that there's no way that you could determine that that is something that could be show up twice. I do fathom, though, that some of the pictures could show up for the other side of the sheet, the due side of the sheet. So that's probably why I'm throwing that out there. And then the last thing that I'll just say to you guys is that, like, I think I've got 14 or 15 students signed up right now with 5 adults driving, chaperoning. You guys, on average, could each hold 4. That means I have room for 20. But I'm going to do my best to ask the students on Saturday to divide into even teams. I do know we've got at least one guest, and I want to keep the guest with their friend. So just so that you're aware of how that's going to be. And then I think that's about it. So if you show up 15, 20 minutes early, you can ask me any questions. That's great. I'm going to go over the rules with everybody when we meet. We're going to do that in the youth room because I'm going to blow up the sheet that I just tried to not show you on the projector so that everybody can see it a little bit bigger. And everybody will get a copy of the score sheet as well. And then I'll have a copy, obviously, of the score sheet, but I'll also have a master scorecard while I'll be recording everything as well. So thanks for doing this. I hope this helps. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think I've got a good group that's coming, and I appreciate very much the way that you get to be a part of this. So thank you.